We're beginning the Gemara discussing Edis Miyuchedes, isolated witnesses. Rashi describes Edis Miyuchedes, Echad Ro So Mechalon Zeh, Ve'echad Ro and Oso Mechalon Zeh, Ve'inan Roin Zeh. That it's referring to two people looking out of a window. Each person is going to witness a crime, total of two witnesses, but they do not see each other. The Gemara says, Amar Razutra Bartuvia Amar Rav. Razutra Bartuvia says in the name of Rav, Minayin le'edus miyuchedes she'ipsula. How do I know that isolated witnesses are disqualified, meaning that they do not count as two witnesses? Shenemar lo yamos al pi eid echad. Because the Torah, so it says in the Torah, it says in the pasuk, that they should not die, you should not kill based on an eid echad, a single witness. The Gemara asks, my echad. What does it mean, echad? One. If you want to say it's referring to literally one witness that you can't kill. I already know that from the Reisha, from the beginning part of the pasuk, as it says, Al pi shnayim eidim, as it says, based on on two witnesses. You need two witnesses to kill. What then is the point of the end of the pasuk, which says, Lo yamos al pi eid echad? Why does the Torah have to once again repeat that you cannot kill based on one witness? Ella says the Gemara, rather, my echad echad. What does it mean? My echad. What does it mean? One. Echad echad. One. Meaning two single witnesses witnessing an event. Although they are two witnesses, but because they do not see each other, we do not count them as two witnesses. The Gemara is about to give a 3-line brisa. Tanya nami hachi. We have a brisa just like this. Again, that proves that isolated witnesses are disqualified. They do not count as two. As it says, lo yamos al pi eid echad. Torah says you should not kill based on one witness. Lahavi shnayim sheroin osamu, to bring a case, a lesson that if two people see a murder, echad mechalon zeh, echad mechalon zeh, one person sees from this window and one from the other window. Ve'ein roin zeh, and they do not see each other. She'ein mitzarfin. Brisa teaches me that they do not join to become a pair of witnesses. Below Ode continues the Brisa, second halacha. Now that we just proved the first halacha, the Brisa continues and adds a second halacha. Not only is that case not going to count as two witnesses, even if it's two people looking out of the same window taking turns, they also are not mitzdaref. They also do not join to become two witnesses, even though they know each other, they see each other, but they don't see the event at the same time. Even then, that it does not count as two witnesses. That's still considered to be isolated. Amar le Rav Papa l'Abaye. Rav Papa says to Abaye and he asks the following question. It's a 4-line question. Hashta. Now, Uma echad mechalon zeh ve'echad mechalon zeh ta'igach hazekuli ma'aseh v'ha'igach hazekuli ma'isa. Amat lo mitzdarfi v'zechar zeh d'ha'igach hazipalga ma'isa v'ha'igach hazipalga ma'isa mibaya. Here's the question. If in a case, just like in a case of case 1, the first part of the brisa, where one guy sees from one window and the other sees from the other window, and each of them see the entire story, and this one sees the entire story, and in such a case, Amart, we say still, Lo mitzdarfi, they do not join together, even though they both see the entire event. We say that they do not join together to form a pair of witnesses. So if that's the case, why did the Bezach Arzeh, the second case, is when each one takes turns, one after the other, that this one saw half of the story, and this one saw half of the story. Meaning, if they're witnessing a murder, they do not see the entire episode of the murder. So therefore, the testimony is only on half of the storyline. Is it needed? Meaning, it's obvious that it's not going to count as a pair of witnesses. If in a case of two witnesses who see the entire event, but they just don't see each other, but they see the whole story, they don't count as a pair. Certainly, if they only see half of the testimony, one after the other, they do not count. So Amar Lei, so says back, Abaye says back, Lo nitzracha ela bo'el esa erva. It was only needed for a case of bo'el esa erva. What does that mean? It's a case of forbidden relations. In such a case, sheyesh dai b're'iyas kol echad, Rashi says. It's enough for each person to see half the story, and we would still be able to prosecute. Afilu hachi, says Rashi, lo mitzdarfu. Nevertheless, in our case, where each one is seeing consecutively, one after the other, but they're not seeing the event at the same time, even though they're only seeing half of the story, we're not going to be able to join them together to be a pair. Again, if two of these witnesses together would see half of the act of the relations of what's happening, it would be enough to kill this person. Nevertheless, because each of them are not seeing the events together, they're each seeing independently half, it's not going to be enough to join together to be considered a pair of witnesses.